I don't follow people who talk about what they used to do in life. I don't give a fuck what you used to do. I don't care that, you used to be the best. I don't care. What are you doing today? And through journaling, man, you can really figure out so much about where you're messing up in life and what you need to fix about yourself. One of the most powerful weapons I have, man, is a cookie jar. I hear a lot of people telling you what you should be doing, how you should be doing it, how you should be fucking living. And I look at them and you're fat, you're out of shape, you look like shit, but you're telling a motherfucker how to live. I've been journaling now for several years, and I should have brought my journal with me, man. I mean, I have several of them. I have these little green military notebooks that I've kept. I actually put a couple in the book there, a couple of write-outs. But I write down my day, and what I do is I go back and study that day. Like sometimes I might get sick, I might be overtrained, I might gain a couple pounds here, I might feel whatever. It's like my accountability journal of what I'm doing with my life, physical, mental. I had an eating journal, all this shit. And it helps me go back to, once again, study. I'm a lab rat. And I study myself. And I'm like, when I'm feeling fucked up, I go, okay, what did I do last week? And usually I can find out where I messed up last week. How much I'm traveling, how much I'm sleeping, how much I'm doing all this stuff. And through journaling, man, you can really figure out so much about where you're messing up in life and what you need to fix about yourself. And that's the thing about it. You cannot put bullshit in there. Yeah. It's got to be a real journal about, hey, today I messed up here. Today I should have been a better person here, and not just saying it, but actually trying to fix it tomorrow. It's important to have circles. It's important to have, like I talk about, man, like that big rabbit hole of bad people that you want to get away from. Like if you're a drunk and you want to stop drinking, you gotta get away from those people. You wanna build this nucleus around you of people who are saying, it's not okay to sleep in today. We gotta get after it. Hey, let me see your journal. You're supposed to be running 5 miles today, you only ran 3. You gotta have those people. Some people need those people. And it's important. But you wanna get to the point in your life, it's real important that you hold yourself accountable and those people start to fade away because you now got it. You want to be that person because they're not always going to be there to hold your hand. One of the most powerful weapons I have, man, is a cookie jar. In times of need, even the hardest person forgets how badass they are. So I've been through a lot of shit in my life. When you're going through a hard time right now, you forget all the hard shit you endured. So the cookie jar is a reminder that, oh, I can get through this hard time right now, but you got to take a second or two to reach into the mental cookie jar. Let's say it's a fortune cookie. But in my mind, my mom used to buy these cookies, in the cookie jar, and there's an Oreo, Chips Ahoy, whatever. That's where I got the cookie jar from. But you got to open up and say, okay, man, I was in 3 hell weeks, and I got through 2 of them. I was in Ranger School. I endured being called nigger. I saw these beatings. My mom's soon-to-be husband got murdered. I saw all these things. I saw a little kid's head get ran over. All these things I endured alone. I had to remind myself of the strength and the power that I have, that it's in me. It's just a reminder of how badass you are in hard times, because we just forget that bad time consumes our mind, and we forget who we are. You have to do that every day, man. A lot of us are you become complacent. You become very civilized in life. The worst thing that can happen to a person is you become civilized. When you get to that point where you believe that you've arrived, my God, man, I'm up there near Michelle Obama on my book. I've done it, man.
You should just be flying first class everywhere and doing speeches and getting paid crazy cash.
And laying in a hotel, kicking it, man. And that's exactly when it's over. That mindset right there, to me, is death. I'm not saying you can go as hard as you did when you were 20 or now at 43, but there's a new bar that you must always set in your life. And once you become complacent and you become civilized, you've arrived, you're no good for anybody. I go back to the sewer, and the sewer is that $7 a month place I once lived in as a young kid. So even though...
Mentally,
and I always talk about it. I talk about I'm always paying rent in that $7 a month place. where I grew up, in that nasty little place I grew up in. I remember it. I remember like it was yesterday, and I'm glad I do. I never want to forget the dungeon of where I come from. Even though it's real spooky and it's scary and there's no lights on in there and there's cobwebs and some creepy motherfuckers in there, some demons, all those motherfuckers in there made me Goggins, made me who I am today. That's where the strength came from. You got to go back to the beginning, to the fundamentals of life, to the very fundamentals of where it all, like playing basketball. You got to go back to the fundamentals. You can't always just stay up here. You got to go back to scratch. And that's how you get better. I'm always going to ask my fiance, my conversation on a weekly basis is I cannot get away from who the fuck I am. Who I am is who I'm proud of. I'm very proud of the hardworking, calloused hands, calloused mind, human being that I literally made this person with a lot of help from above, a lot of guidance from saying you're going to go left and you should go right. That horrible voice that wouldn't let me get away from myself and hide forever. I listened to it. And the only way you can set the example is you have to always be willing to work. I don't follow people who talk about what they used to do in life. I don't give a fuck what you used to do. I don't care that, you used to be the best. I don't care. What are you doing today? You may not be that person now, but what are you still doing to try to excel in life? And a lot of people now are talking. I hear so much talk. I don't hear a lot of work. I hear a lot of people telling you what you should be doing, how you should be doing it, how you should be fucking living. And I look at them and you're fat, you're out of shape, you look like shit, but you're telling a motherfucker how to live.